Hello YouTube and welcome to another unboxing review video, in this case of the BenQ GC2870H 28-inch 1080p monitor. First off, let's have a look at the box of the monitor. The outside only says GC2870 28-inch. Let's turn it around. Same thing. Okay, let's go ahead and open it up. First inside is the top part of the stand. This is an HDMI cable, the typical manual collection, a power cable, and a VGA cable. This is the bottom part of the stand. And last but not least, we have the panel itself. The second foam part is the only thing left in the box. Okay, let's remove the protective foil. There's an energy sticker on the top left. And two additional protective films on the rear. These two slots are the slots for the mount. To assemble the mount, we have to unpack both parts, the top one and the bottom one. The bottom one already holds a screw. Let's remove the protective foil as well. Now you insert the top part with the two fingers first, then set it in. And from the rear you just tighten the screw. Now actually installing the mount is super easy. It's easiest if you set the monitor near the corner of the table. You just slide it in and you will hear a noticeable click. Now in order to loosen this, you will have to use a small stick to push the button, and then while pushing the button remove the stand again. Okay, back in so we can continue with our test. The BenQ monitor does not feature a vertical height adjustment, it only features a tilt forward and backwards. The panel is all matte black, some parts are brushed aluminum black, and some are also high gloss black. There's one power input on the back, there's one VGA and two DVI inputs, as well as a headphone jack. Okay, here are some key facts about the monitor. It has a 1920 by 1080 resolution. It features a VA panel with 178 degrees viewing angle, a 3000:1 contrast ratio. It has a flicker-free LED backlight and features one VGA, two HDMI 1.4 and a headphone jack, as well as a VESA mount. In order to access the input selector, just push any button on the bottom, and then you're greeted with VGA, HDMI 1 and HDMI 2. In this case, we're going to select HDMI 1, which is where my Leo button or input lag tester is connected to. The tester only powers up as soon as you push and hold the button, and then you hold the device in front of these bars, and then it measures the total input lag from outputting on HDMI until it's actually visible. We're measuring the bottom segment, the middle segment, as well as the top segment. The lag difference between each bar is caused by the vertical buildup of the image on the monitor. Next, let's have a look through the OSD menu. It is the fourth button from the left. First off, we have display, input with D-sub HDMI 1 and HDMI 2. Next, we have picture with brightness, contrast, sharpness, reset colors, as well as AMA, which is overdrive for ghosting correction. Under picture advanced, we have picture mode, which we're going to select user mode. Under display mode we have full, and under HDMI RGB PC range we should always select 0 to 255 instead of the clipped spectrum. Audio we have volume and mute for the headphone output. And under system you can set the OSD language, the display time, and you can lock the on-screen display. You can set 3 different custom keys. Enable or disable DDC CI, enable or disable HDMI auto switch, auto power off, resolution notice, and get information on your monitor connection. In this case, we're using a 1080p 60Hz signal. The results from the previous input lag test has been 1.1 millisecond on the top, 8.5 millisecond in the middle, and 16.3 millisecond total lag on the bottom part. There is no noticeable difference between the gaming or the default mode. We have been using a medium AMA setting for overdrive, and we have been using a 1080p 60 HDMI connection for this test. After doing a full calibration profiling of the display, I was able to determine the panel covers 99.9 sRGB and 87.3 Adobe RGB, but has a volume of over 147% sRGB and almost 102% for Adobe RGB. The extra contrast ratio measured at 140.4 candela per square meters is 2680 to 1, and the profile was able to correct for the oversaturated reds that I've been seeing on the initial tests. Next up is a screenshot of the actual profiling results with the 99.9% sRGB coverage and the 101.9% Adobe RGB volume. The right graph is showing you how each color is being corrected over the full range from 0 brightness to full brightness at 255, and it is clearly visible that red has been dialed down the most, as this was oversaturated before. Another test that I have performed is a long exposure of a full black image where it's visible that there's some light leakage on the bottom left, bottom right and top left, but not so much on the top right. However, under normal use cases, I was not able to see any light leakage on a dark image sitting in front of the monitor myself. This is only visible on a long exposure image with my camera. A last test that I've been doing was the ghosting test. Initially with the AMA offsetting, it is clearly visible there is some ghosting. AMA high and premium both show about the same result, removing about one ghosting instance, but AMA premium has a much more remaining outline visible than AMA high, so my suggestion would be to use AMA high setting for the overdrive. Overall, I'm giving this monitor a 5 out of 5 stars rating. My main reasons are a very low input lag, a very high image quality, it is flicker free, and is available at a rather low price for 159 euros at the time of the test. Thank you for watching my video. Please feel free to comment below and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye!